new taxes could have serious consequences for Southern California. Nearly 500,000 people here make a living importing and transporting goods from overseas. They unload ships in Long Beach and San Pedro. They drive trucks to massive warehouses in the Inland Empire and ship goods across the country. KCAL News reporter Nicole Comstock live in Montclair now with how these new tariffs could hurt the logistics industry. Nicole?
Well, Pat, as you know, the goods movement industry is massive here in Southern California, and it's visible from our freeways with all of those goods being shipped on big rigs on a daily basis. So there are a lot of families here who are not only worried about prices going up, they're worried about jobs in this industry being taken away. A steady stream of box trucks on the 10 freeway takes imported goods to fulfillment centers in the Inland Empire. But on this April 2nd, which President Trump has declared Liberation Day, some families aren't feeling so free about their spending.
I think prices are already high, and I think the tariffs will only add to them.
It's kind of scary, and it makes you want to think, like, should I go out to eat or not? And it's cut back on groceries.
A major part of Southern California's economy is based on importing goods from countries like China. Between the ports of LA and Long Beach, 186,000 people work in international trade. Chinese goods account for 39% of the imports at the Port of Los Angeles and 62% of the imports at the Port of Long Beach. And 265,000 people work in logistics in the IE.
People don't know what they can bet on. And when you get that type of insecurity, that always has a negative effect on the economy.
Paul Granillo is the president and CEO of Inland Empire Economic Partnership, which advocates for large employers in the region. He says if higher prices triggered by tariffs curb consumer spending, warehouse workers could eventually lose jobs.
We'll see ultimately how we choose to buy will drive how many jobs we grow or we lose.
The head of the Port of LA warns the tariffs will slow global trade and chip away at jobs at the port, predicting imports could drop by 10% in the second half of this year. And at the Port of Long Beach, a similar concern.
Certainly, if we have reduced container volume, and more specifically imports, be it from China or Southeast Asia, it would have an impact on jobs.
Port of Long Beach CEO Mario Cordero says job security at the ports depends on how the tariffs play out over the next 6 months, so they're not taking any immediate actions.
There's no need to react right now in terms of imagining worse scenarios. And we need to get the administration some room to see whether they are able to accomplish some of the objectives that are stated.
And the Port of Long Beach says in anticipation of these tariffs, they accelerated or front-loaded imports at the end of last year, leading into early this year. Reporting live in Montclair, Nicole Comstock, KCAL News.
Thank you, Nicole.